Hey there, fellow patriots! It's a strange day when a strong dollar makes our economy weak, right? But that's the situation we find ourselves in. When the value of the dollar goes up, the S&P 500, that collection of big-shot companies, often takes a nosedive. It's a head-scratcher, but it's crucial to understand because it affects all of us, from Main Street to Wall Street. This isn't just about numbers on a screen. It's about your job, your savings, your ability to afford, well, anything. And spoiler alert, the current system is rigged in favor of those already sitting on piles of cash. So buckle up, because we're about to break down this economic roller coaster and expose who's really winning and who's getting thrown under the bus. Because folks, this isn't just an economic trend we're talking about, it's a symptom of a bigger problem. And if we don't start talking about it, nothing will change. Now you might be thinking, a strong dollar sounds pretty good, right? And in some ways it is. It makes those overseas vacations a bit cheaper, assuming you can afford a vacation in this economy. But here's the catch. A strong dollar makes American goods more expensive overseas, which hurts our exports. So who benefits? Big multinational corporations. They rake in profits from their international operations, and those profits look even bigger when converted back into stronger dollars. It's like winning the lottery just because you happen to be holding the right currency. Inflation adds insult to injury. It eats away at your hard-earned dollars, but the wealthy? They're sitting pretty on their mountains of assets, which tend to hold value during inflation. It's like watching a game show where one team has a 10-minute head start, and the other team has to run through an obstacle course just to catch up. Let's be clear, when the stock market takes a hit, it's not the wealthy elites who feel the pinch. They might whine about their portfolios shrinking a bit, but they're not exactly skipping meals. It's the average American who bears the brunt. Remember those tax cuts for the wealthy that were supposed to trickle down? Yeah, about that. Instead of boosting the economy, they just widened the gap between the haves and the have-nots. Wages have stagnated for decades, while the cost of everything from healthcare to housing continues to skyrocket. And when inflation rears its ugly head, guess who gets squeezed? That's right, the working class, who are already struggling to make ends meet. It's a vicious cycle, and it's time to break it. Section 4. The system is rigged. A wolf in economist's clothing. Now, some folks will tell you that this is just how capitalism works, that the cream always rises to the top, and the rest of us are just along for the ride. Well, allow me to introduce you to Richard Wolff, an economist who isn't afraid to call out the bullshit. Wolff argues that this isn't just capitalism, it's a rigged game, a system designed to funnel wealth upwards, leaving scraps for everyone else. He points out that workers have little to no control over their workplaces, while CEOs and shareholders reap the rewards. It's like playing a game of Monopoly where the banker keeps giving themselves extra money every time you land on their property. Eventually, someone's going to flip the board. Section 5. Time to flip the script. A call to action. So, what can we do about it? Well, for starters, we need to stop accepting this as the status quo. We need to call out the rigged system for what it is and demand better. Share this message with your friends, family, even that guy who cuts your hair. Start conversations. We need to pressure our elected officials to implement policies that actually benefit the working class. Policies like raising the minimum wage, investing in affordable housing, and making healthcare a right, not a privilege. It's time to rewrite the rules of the game so that everyone has a chance to succeed, not just those born into wealth and privilege. Because, at the end of the day, we're all in this together. And when one group is struggling, we all suffer. It's time for a change, folks. Let's make it happen.